Hey, welcome everyone. This is Zach Attack News Live. It is a Tuesday, so you know what that means. We're going to be breaking down the biggest news that's come out in the last couple days. I'm super excited. We have a bunch of different stories that came out over the last 2 days that I want to talk about. That include the Gotham City Awards, which is really special to me because I'm from New York and it's a New York-based award show for indie films, and I want to highlight some indie films sometimes on this new show. We also have some Avengers and MCU news about Kang Dynasty, and we got a first look at Agatha. I don't know what the name is now because they changed it so many times. And we have some spicy information with Taika Waititi and Robert De Niro and things that are going on in the news space right now. So I'm super excited to get into it with some rapid fire news that are going to be coming later. My breakdown of the box office, and also to tell you what's to come this week that you can check out in theaters because you got to support the theaters, guys. So not to waste too much time, I'm going to be getting into the first story because we have a lot to cover. Let me see who in the live chat right now. Kal-El Daily, hey, my guy. Yes, I am live. I know you dropped that in a little early. I appreciate that. Hey, Zach, how are you doing today? I'm doing really, really good. I've been anticipating doing this live show all day. Couldn't wait to get home and set up. Super, super excited to get through this and get through this and talk to you guys. If you are watching live, let me know how you feel in the live chat, how excited you are to be on the live show and all the news stories that we're talking about. And if you see any breaking news, let me know. And if you're watching on the replay, drop your comments in the comments below and let's discuss. So we're going to start with the first news story. So let me get into it. So this one's going to be about the Gotham City Awards. And I just wanted to talk about, well, Gotham City, but Gotham Awards, not Gotham City. I'm thinking Batman. Yes, this is coming from IndieWire, a site that I don't use often, but they have some really good news articles that are about more smaller films and things like that. Definitely check out their best films of 2023 list that they dropped. They have a lot of films that I haven't gotten to check on them as well. But the Gotham Awards, if you're wondering what it's about, traditionally marks the unofficial beginning of Oscar season. We're in Oscar season, baby. A lot of buzz is going around for a lot of films, and the Gotham Awards is going to be starting that momentum because that's what's big when it comes to Oscar season, the momentum you get as you go. Giving the best and brightest of the independent film community the chance to descend upon New York City to celebrate the year's best works. And while the ceremony once again kicks off the award calendar with its Monday after Thanksgiving slot, new changes to the eligibility rules means that a wider range of films we are allowed to compete this year. That's what's really interesting. They're changing what they see as, worthy for independent film. They used to have a 35 million cap. So if you made more than $35 million, you could be eligible to be nominated for an award, but they have removed that cap. So now they let any film be able to get into this based on whatever budget they have. In the past, only films that cost 35 million or less were eligible for the awards, which inevitably shut out some of the biggest Oscar contenders in order to highlight smaller films. But that cap was eliminated in 2023, allowing major productions such as Barbie and Ferrari to get into the action. A total of 20 films, 11 series, and 30 performances were nominated for this year's awards. And down low, we're going to have the list of winners, and we're going to break down the winners and things like that, and who I would have picked personally based on the films and shows that I've personally seen. So I want to scroll to the bottom real quick and head to my way to the top. So to start off this list for the Gotham Awards, breakthrough television under 40 minutes. So if your show was an hour long, there's no there's no way you're gonna get on this list. They're like 40 minutes or less. They really, 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 really want to limit that bad boy. So Swarm was the show I really, really liked on Amazon Prime Video. Definitely saw that. What a great show. Definitely deserves the nomination. It was thrilling throughout. Rain Dogs, I've never actually heard of, but definitely want to go check that out now. I'm a Virgo I've heard of, and it's been on my watch list for a long time. High School's another show I've never heard of, but now it will be on my watch list. But the winner was Beef from Netflix, which is a show that I thought was absolutely great, starring Steve Yeun, Ali Wong, and a couple other people in it. But it's such a great show on Netflix. If you have not checked out Beef on Netflix, definitely go and check that show out. It definitely deserves this win here because it's such a phenomenal show, and that's what Netflix strengths are: TV shows. Their movies are in, but the shows is the creme de la creme. Moving up is breakthrough television over 40 minutes. So they separated it. And I think that's fair. Sometimes it's not the shows that are an hour longer have bigger budget and things like that. So it makes more sense to have those separated. So this is a show that I kept hearing about. Anne's Right Interview with the Vampire. If you are a follower of the Spoiler Kings, they talk about that show a lot and say how great it is and how it's better than the movie. And it's getting a second season, I believe. Dead Ringers, which is a show that's been on my list that I wanted to watch with Rachel Weisz, where she plays like a twin. I think one is a bad, one is a good guy. I'm not 100% sure. I definitely want to check it out because Rachel Weisz is a great actress. The English I haven't actually heard about. Telemarketers I haven't heard about. And The Winner, Small Light, I actually haven't heard about. So this is putting me onto a lot of television shows that are over 40 minutes that I need to go check out from this year. But The Last of Us is a show that I really, really liked, and I'm glad that it got on here because it is a more prestige show, even though it deals with zombies. But A Small Light is the winner for the breakthrough television over 40 minutes. So if you are a fan of that show, if you heard of it before, let me know. It's something that I should watch. And then this is outstanding performance in a new series. Jacob Anderson and Anne Rice Interview with the Vampire. That also got nominated as well. The show. Dominique Fishback in Swarm. She was phenomenal in that show. She did such a great job playing a crazy person. Jarrell Jerome, who I've heard of a lot in I'm a Virgo. I've seen his performance in trailers and clips. Seemed like it was really good. Natasha Lyonne in Poker Face. Poker Face is one of my favorite shows from this year. Natasha Lyonne, she kind of plays the same character all the time, but this was the best version of that. Belle Powley, A Small Light. This is the one that won breakthrough television over 40 minutes. So he got nominated, but didn't win for the performance. Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us. She was great as Ellie. I'm surprised both Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal didn't get nominated, but if any of the two was going to, I think Bella Ramsey deserved it more. I think she just had more to do in the show in terms of dynamic range. Chaske, hopefully I'm saying that properly. Spencer from the English, another show that was nominated. Rachel Weisz in Dead Ringer. I was talking about how great she is. Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong got nominated for Beef, and Ali Wong won. That's awesome. Ali Wong was phenomenal. I think this was a breakout role for her. She's been around for a long time. She's a great comedian on stage, but I think she really showed she could be a very serious actor in this show. So I'm really excited for Ali Wong, and hopefully this builds momentum for her for the Emmys and all the other television show award shows that are coming. Breakthrough director. I believe this is for film. Yes. So Raven Jackson for All Dirt Rose Tastes of Salt. That's been on my list for a long time. Georgia Oakley for Blue Jean. I've been seeing this movie Blue Jean on a lot of people's top 10 lists of the year. So I'm excited to check this out and see Georgia Oakley's direction for it. Huseda, which is a horror film. Wow, that's really surprising. This is a horror film that's on Shudder that I saw. And yeah, the direction was really good. This is Michelle Garza Cervera. I'm sorry if I'm saying the names wrong. Yeah, I'm surprised that this guy shouted out because it's such a small film. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but I'm glad it got the notice. And I think that's what the Gotham Awards is for. Celine Song for Past Lives. That movie has humongous buzz. Humongous buzz. So that just makes sense. And then the winner was A.V. Rockwell for 1001. I've heard so much good things about this movie, 1001, starring Tiana Taylor, and I definitely need to go check it out. And the fact that this A.V. Rockwell won for directing makes me really excited. So congrats to that film. The best documented feature. I'm not really into documentaries, but if you are, 20 Days in Mariupol, which I've actually heard of, Against the Tide, Apollonia, and Our Body, and The Four Daughters of the Winner. If you are into documentaries, hopefully one of your favorites was on the list. Hopefully Four Daughters is the one that you wanted to win. Best international feature, which I'm kind of invested in because Anatomy of a Fall is something that I'm rooting for, but I have to say it's the only one that I've seen that's on this list. But I'm excited for Poor Things. I've been hearing phenomenal things about it. I'm really shocked that it didn't win based on all the hype it has. But Poor Things is something that I want to see is coming out next month. Zone of Interest, which the actress that is in Anatomy of a Fall is actually in that movie as well, and she's getting Oscar buzz for both performances. Something I really want to see. Totem is a movie I haven't heard of yet, and All of Us Strangers is a movie that I heard great things about as well. But I'm really, really happy that Anatomy of a Fall won this award. If you haven't heard about the movie or interested in hearing about the film, definitely go check out my review on the channel. I definitely got to check that out and review it. It's a great film. Best screenplay: All of Us as Strangers, May December, which is coming out this Friday on Netflix, which is interesting. Which makes me excited to go check that out. The trailers didn't really sell me, but the fact that it's on here for screenplay is really important. RMN, which is a movie I've recently just heard about. Great that a screenplay nomination. Zone of Interest, which all I've heard is the screenplay is phenomenal. And the winner was Anatomy of the Fall. And I got to say, the screenplay for that film was really, really great. The courtroom setup and how realistic it felt, but also dramatized at the same time and had this like really nice in between. Fantastic. And guys, I'm using a new mic today. Let me know how I sound. I've never used this mic before, so if you're in a live chat, let me know how I sound on this new mic. But yeah, for best screenplay, Anatomy Fall wins. That's really exciting. Outstanding supporting performance. So this is for supporting performance in a movie. I'm already seeing somebody on there. I'm excited that got nominated. Hopefully, they get pushed. But Juliette Binoche in The Taste of Things. Penelope Cruz, which I've been hearing really great things about in Ferrari. That movie comes out next month as well. Jamie Foxx for They Clone Tyrone. I'm so happy that movie is getting some buzz. You sound really good. I can hear you clearly. Thank you, collectors, and thank you for being in the live chat. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Clara Floyd for All of Us as Strangers. I've heard that many times, but Ryan Gosling for Barbie. Woo! He is someone that I am rooting for a lot. I loved him in that film, and I'm glad that they opened it up so that he could get a chance to get shine. I don't know if he's going to win because that movie is so funky, but I'm really glad that he got nominated. Glenn Howerton in Blackberry, another movie that I heard great things about that I need to go check out. Sandra Huller for The Zone of Interest. Rachel McAdams for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. That's really great. I'm really glad that small movie is getting some recognition because it was really great. And I really loved it. Rachel McAdams was pretty good in that film, so I'm glad that she's got nominated. They have a lot of nominees for this particular part. Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, which is a movie I'm going to be checking out soon. Now that it's on, you can rent it. So I'm going to rent it and check it out. I heard great things about The Holdovers. I'm really excited to check it out. And the winner is Charles Melton from May December. So I know Charles Melton from Poker Face, where you saw that was nominated for best new series, I think it was. Yeah, best new series with Natasha Lyonne. He had a small part in it, but he had like a striking presence in there. And the fact that he's winning for May December is exciting. New blood, you know? Someone I've never seen before. Outstanding lead performance. So that was for supporting. This is for lead. Jonaway Ellis Taylor for Origin. I've heard of Origin, but I haven't gotten to see it yet. Greta Lee for Past Lives. That's a big one. A lot of people have put her on the Oscar shortlist for movies that are coming out for outstanding lead performance for an actress. Franz Rogosi for Passages. That's a movie I want to check out. I had the streaming service that it was on, but I don't have it anymore. Just too many streaming services these days. I think it was Mubi. If you ever heard that, usually have indie films on there, but I definitely want to check it out. I think it's available for rent now. But Babatita Sajo. Sorry if I'm saying these foreign names incorrectly. Our Father the Devil. Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. That's interesting. Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. One of the best performances I've seen this year. Tiana Taylor for 1001, which I heard she was phenomenal. Michelle Williams for Showing Up. I've heard good things. And this is interesting. They put the men and the women in the same categories, man. So I'm excited for that. See, I wonder if that's going to be something in the future that happens where they just put the men and the women in the same categories. So they're just competing against each other because women can be great as men can be great as women. I don't know if they have to be separated, but then it gets less people get shine unless they expand the nominations. But Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I've been hearing a lot of buzz for this film. I know YouTube channel member partner, I would say Pert Minded has a review on that. I haven't gotten to check out the review just yet, but he does great reviews, so just definitely check that out if you want to know how that film is. I don't think it's officially out yet, so I haven't got a chance to check it out, but I've been hearing great things for Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, so I'm really happy for him. And Lily Gladstone, this is really interesting. Lily Gladstone for the unknown country. And I want to stress unknown because I've never heard of this movie. And Lily Gladstone's been hyped for Killers of the Flower Moon, and she did not get nominated for that film. She got nominated for another film that I never heard of, and this is what the Gotham Awards is about, nominating smaller films that people may not have heard of. And the fact that she got nominated for this makes me really interested if she might get nominated for this instead of Killers of the Flower Moon. To me, she had a supporting role in that film and not a lead performance. So I could see Lily Gladstone getting some buzz, or maybe get nominated for both. We'll see. I think she should switch Killers of the Flower Moon to supporting. She'll have a stronger case for herself, and then go for lead actress in Unknown Country. That's something I want to check out. I don't know if it's out already or it's going to be out soon, but I'm just that. And then the last one, they don't have that many awards, but that's fine. The last one is Best Feature. So Passages, Reality with Sydney Sweeney, that's on HBO Max. Shocked that she wasn't nominated at all, other than the whole movie getting nominated. Showing Up, 1001, which is interesting. Showing Up only showed up in one category, so it's interesting that it got nominated like that. 1001, and then the winner was Past Lives. For me, I've only seen Past Lives out of all these, and definitely need to go check them out. These are all movies that I want to see. Showing Up, just I think it's on Paramount Plus / Showtime. I want to check it out. 1001, I think it's on Peacock. Reality is on Max, and Passages I'm gonna have to rent. But I definitely want to check all these films out. For me, Past Lives was a kind of underwhelming for me. There was so much hype for that film, and it just didn't connect for me. It's really well made. It's an impressive debut by Celine Song. I think the performances are really good, but it didn't blow me away for like to have the best movie of the year or even nominated for the best movie of the year. But I'm happy for it. I'm happy for diverse storytelling. I'm happy for a different kind of story being told in that film. And if you really want to see my full thoughts, I have a review for it on my channel. Definitely check that out. But now that we have all the nominees and everything that's going on, let me see what the chat has to say, baby. Oh, thank you, Collective Movie Man, telling me that you like my live stream. I appreciate that. Hey, Sully Streams. How we doing, Zach? Thoughts on Waldron writing Kang Dynasty? I don't know if he'll be my first choice, but I'm definitely glad the next two Avengers movies will be penned by the same person. We'll be more on that. I'm going to pin this. I'm going to pin this one, Sully, because that's going to be a topic that's coming up very soon. Man, Last of Us didn't win. Yeah, I didn't think it would. I think it's a little too mainstream, a little too zombie-ish, and doesn't have a lot of social commentary attached to it. So I can see that not winning. You sound really good. Oh, yeah, you always said that, right? Hey, Derpy Entertainment, thank you for joining the live stream. I'm here for quality content. So that content is Oscar worthy. I appreciate that, man. I'll be working. I'll be trying, man. I can't wait for the Golden Gloves. Nominations are going to come out this December, I think, and then it's going to happen. It's going to be happening in January. Oh yeah, that's another thing, and hopefully I'm going to, be having coverage on that as well. I definitely want to do more coverage on the Oscar bait films because those are some films that I really, really like and want to review on the channel. But I'm super excited about that. But the Gotham Awards has some controversy on its hands with Robert De Niro, who was giving a speech, and apparently, hold on, let me make this big. Apparently, they cut his speech. So this comes from USA Today, which is not one I take from all the time, but this was like the most reputable source that I could find about this. It says Robert De Niro says Apple Gotham Awards cut his anti-Trump speech. How dare they do that? So on Monday, the stars aligned at Soprani Wall Street for the first major award show since the actors' strike ended. Bradley Cooper, Margot Robbie were among the A-lister honorees at the 2023 Gotham Awards, where Celine's song "Wistful Past Lives" won the top prize for Best Feature. But the night took a tense turn when Robert De Niro got on the stage to present a tribute to Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese's searing historical drama about a string of murders targeting the oil-rich Osage Nation. De Niro appeared flustered as he reads his remarks from a teleprompter, which scrolled back and forth as he attempted to find his place. After a short video played, the actor insisted that the part of his introduction was removed without notice. The beginning of my speech was edited, cut out, and I didn't know about it, and I want to read it. De Niro said, pulling out his phone as the crowd looked up in surprise. History isn't history. I'm gonna play what it said. So basically, like what he pre-recorded, on the teleprompter was cut out on teleprompter was cut out, and he was just like, no, I'm going to get this off.
They do that, actually.
Robert De Niro isn't happy, and it's got nothing to do with the blueberry muffins.
From now on, I want you to put an equal amount of blueberries in each muffin.
What a great film. All right, jump cut to De Niro's latest work with Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, and at the Gotham Awards, De Niro was presenting the movie with a tribute when he claimed that part of his introduction was cut out without notice. So he pulled out his phone and added it back in.
History isn't history anymore. Truth is not truth. Even facts are being replaced by alternative facts. In Florida, young students are taught that slaves developed skills which could be applied for their personal benefit. The entertainment industry isn't immune to this festering disease. The Duke John Wayne famously said of Native Americans, I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from them. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves.
Insane.
Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his 4 years in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution. But with all his lies, he can't hide his soul. He attacks the weak, destroys the gifts of nature, and shows disrespect, for example, by using Pocahontas as a slur.
Taylor Swift makes a big announcement ahead of her birthday.
Yeah, we're not talking about Taylor Swift right now, but I wanted to show that because this is very, very interesting. Robert De Niro, I gotta say, just on a personal note, that speech was great. I think that he pointed out a lot of things that's going on in the United States specifically, and in the world, basically, that is going on that people don't really talk about, and it's scary. The rewriting of history, the repurposing of terrible acts in history, the Native Americans holding land selfishly. It's their land. They were there first. Slaves and all the things that he talked about are important things. On the flip side of it, I can see why the Gotham Awards wanted to cut that, because if they allow him to do those kind of things on their stage, not only can it push maybe more conservative, maybe more Republican people away from checking out this, even though I don't really think they would check out awards like this because the films that are nominated are more left-leaning. But just having that on, having somebody say that and kind of maybe attacking their beliefs can limit their appeal. But also with the Gotham Awards being in New York, I think that you would think that they would invite that kind of conversation because New York City kind of leans in that direction overall. Not New York State, but New York City. So it's a complicated situation where I can see why they want to cut that. They don't want to have that in there. But I also see why he's like, no, I got to talk about this because this is really important because it is affecting Hollywood and entertainment space where there are a lot of diverse stories not being watched anymore because people are yelling woke and all this other stuff. And there are a lot of we see this underbelly of more faith-based and conservative storytelling being supported harder. So it's just really ill dynamic that's going on in Hollywood that this touches upon. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. Gotham Awards did a great job celebrating all these actors and these prizes and putting on these films that maybe I would have never heard of if I didn't go watch this. But it's just really interesting that they decided to cut this. And and you know how Robert De Niro is. He's just like, I'm going to get this off. you ain't going to just cut me off. So, yeah, I definitely agree with him on a personal level. But I do understand where the Gotham Awards was coming from as a business, as something that's trying to grow their brand and grow them and be taken more seriously as an award show. But if you let De Niro do that, then if a more conservative person is on the award show, then they may be able to say things that you might not like. There are more conservative things like that. So it's interesting. But yeah, that is my coverage of the Gotham Awards, the Robert De Niro controversy. Him looked like they're trying to quiet him and not getting it done because Robert De Niro doesn't play no games. Drop all your comments down below if you're watching this on replay and let me know how you feel about this, or if you're watching this cut out. If you're in the live stream, let me know how you feel. We're about to move on to the next subject, which is going to be a little bit more not intense, something a little bit more agreeable, something more, fun, more mainstream, going from the indies to the mainstream. And I'm talking about Avengers Kang Dynasty. So this is coming from Deadline. Avengers Kang Dynasty has found its writer. Originally, Loki creator Michael Waldron was going to only write Avengers Secret Wars. But now, with this new reshuffle with Bob Iger and him trying to get the ship written right and everything like that, we lost his director with Daniel Destin Cretton going to work on Shang-Chi 2, and he's also working on Wonder Man and maybe one other project. But we now have a writer for Kang Dynasty, which for me, I feel like it needs to be written before it gets a director. I think that's important. Michael Waldron, who created the Loki and worked on season 1 but not season 2, will be writing Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. This is coming from Deadline and Dell movie. Hey, what's up? And also, I keep forgetting to put my banners up. That's something I gotta get used to. So, Deadline. Michael Waldron has been tapped to write Marvel Studios' Avengers Kang Dynasty. Waldron had already been set to write Avengers Secret Wars, the installment that would follow Avengers Kang Dynasty, and will now write both Avengers sequels. Waldron has become one of Marvel's most trusted creative minds, having previously created and served as a showrunner of season 1 of Loki, as well as writing Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and the move makes sense to the studio to have him pen both films. Marvel Studio president Kevin Feige will produce. Deadline recently broke that Destin Daniel Cretton would not be directing the film in order to focus on his other Marvel projects like TV series Wonder Man other Marvel projects like TV series Wonder Man. Avengers Kang Dynasty is far on the theatrical release schedule, dated to kick off the summer, May 1st, 2026. Oh my God, it's so far away. Giving Waldron more than enough time to pen a script as the director search begins. The movie will precede Avengers Secret Wars, which is in 2027, which will wrap up the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 6 features. Waldron has been on quite a run after closing a multi-year mega deal with the combined overall Marvel 20th Century Television for Waldron and his production company Anomaly Pictures across film and TV. On the TV side, they currently have a full slate under wraps. Waldron launched a new feature film and TV production company, Anomaly Pictures, with his producing partner Adam Faluso. Waldron and Faluso first met, became friends, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not important, but the important part here is this man right here, Michael Waldron, who created Loki, season 1, a lot of people's favorite show on Disney Plus for the MCU, and people feel like is the most relevant show on the MCU. Is going to be writing not only just Secret Wars, he's also going to be writing Avengers Kang Dynasty. So Sully earlier brought this up and said, how we doing, Zach? Thoughts on Waldron writing Kang Dynasty? I don't know if he would be my first choice, but I'm definitely glad the next 2 Avengers films will at least be penned by the same person. And I think that's really, really important based on what Sully just said and kind of teeters on what I feel about this announcement. I'm happy that, so in terms of positives, I'm happy that one person is going to be writing both films. So there will be a cohesive through line for both films. He understands everything he meant to do in the first film, and all those threads should be tied and put into the second film. It shouldn't be some Star Wars situation where Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker are written by different people, and from movie to movie, it doesn't make any sense. Even if I'm trepid on him as a writer, I think that the fact that he's writing both is great. Loki season 1 was really great. It was my second favorite or third favorite season of all the MCU shows. He did not write Loki season 2, or he didn't have any piece of that. He wasn't the showrunner. He didn't write it. And I think season 2 was better. It had more, what's the urgency? I think that's the right word I'm trying to say. He had more urgency to it. It was more epic. And I thought that Loki season 1's ending was a little bit more disappointing than Loki season 2, like Loki season 2 ending was phenomenal. One of the best endings for anything in the MCU that I've seen. So hopefully that he can bring some creativity to these movies, create these characters that we invested in, but keep it epic at the same time and not feel as small as it did in season 1 of Loki. And then it goes on to Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. That's really my only worry, because that is the movie that he wrote. He wrote Multiverse of Madness. I don't hate that movie at all. I know some people hate that movie. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's a really good movie. But my issue with that movie mostly is the fact that Doctor Strange did not have a emotional growth or character arc or through line really in that film. He was kind of just this victim of circumstance throughout the film, where he's kind of just being pushed around through the multiverse and getting into situations, and he didn't have any agency, and not like how he had in the first film, and he kind of built a character arc through these other films that he's been in. So hopefully Waldron's able to take all these different characters that we have now, because obviously Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are going to have tons of characters. We have all the old characters that are still alive, plus all these new characters that they have introduced with all these storylines that he has to tie in. So he does have time. I'm just hoping that he does a good job. That's really what I have to say on that. The positive is that we have one single writer on both films. Doesn't matter if we get two different directors. It's just glad that we have one single writer, and maybe we'll get one single director. But I'm really, really glad that we have one single writer. My trepidation is based on his past work in the MCU in terms of how it will translate into the cinematic space. And Avengers films have to hit. If the Avengers film don't hit, the MCU's in trouble. So let's see what the guys have to say in the live chat. Let's see. My thing is, I wonder if Jonathan Majors is going to be in the Avengers movie because he's going through a lawsuit right now. So based on, the things I've heard about it, the only person I really follow is a YouTube family member. I like to call him Chillmonger. If you want to really know what's going on in that court case, go check out that guy's channel. I think he's doing a video on it today. He dropped because tomorrow I think it's supposed to be the finale and the wrap up everything. It seems like Jonathan Majors should be fine based on all the information I've seen from his videos. But we'll see. We don't know what new information might come about, and hopefully he's fine. He's a very talented actor and he has a bright future. But if he did do something he shouldn't do, obviously, he should be in trouble. But everything is pointing towards he's fine. Travis Mitchell, hey man, thank you for joining the live stream. How are you doing, bro? Both seasons of Loki were excellent. I'm glad that you really, really thought both were excellent. For me personally, I think there was too much meandering in certain episodes, and the finale was a bit of a letdown for me. But I think it still was great. It just wasn't excellent to me. It wasn't top tier. The Loki season 2, that's my shit. But Loki season 1 was great. Yeah, I definitely like season 2 at the best. I didn't really care for season 1. 2 was my favorite. That's fair as well. Michael Waldron kind of looks like Henry Cavill had a baby with Peter from Deadpool 2. I'll never see that. Like, never not see that now. Hold on, let me pull it back up. He really does. It looks like Henry Cavill and the guy from Deadpool 2 had a baby. That's hilarious. Good job, Travis. That was really, really funny. But guys, we're gonna get into some rapid fire news pretty soon. Because there's not a lot of big news that's come out this week. But I wanted to cover some stuff that I think would be really interesting for you guys to get some details on. Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is going to be written by the same person. If you're in a live chat, let me know how you feel about that extended. If you're watching this on the replay or when I cut it out separately, let me know in the comments down below how you feel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I'm going to be moving on to the next segment of the live stream. So, got a new graphic for you guys. So this is going to be called Rapid Fire. This is going to be segments. Oh, wait, hold on. This is going to be segments that I feel like don't deserve like a full long thing, but it's just rapid fire news that's coming out. And I got a nice little thing now. Hey, your boy got graphics for the live stream. Let me know how you like it. But yeah. we got a couple small short news things that's going on right now that's come out that I don't think is super huge, but it's nice to highlight. And the first one I'm going to talk about is this is coming from Vanity Fair of all places. And Vanity Fair, can you leave me alone? I don't want to subscribe to your thing. Why are you doing this to me? Continue reading with Vanity Fair. What? Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find this out on a different thing. I didn't know. It didn't pop up. Fallout TV show first look. Let me see if anybody else has this Vanity Fair. Okay. I'll use this instead. Forget you, Vanity Fair. We'll go to Trusty Dusty Variety. So Fallout Amazon TV series reveals first look photos, including Waldron Goggins as Ghoul. So I gotta say, this first image here, I was like, whoa, this looks like a video game. And if anyone doesn't know, that Fallout is one of the biggest video games ever. And it's a huge game. And I think with the story that it has and how it's kind of loose, that is right for stories to be told on the big screen and the small screen, which I know there's supposed to be a Fallout movie as well. But the first look is here for the Amazon Prime series, and Amazon Prime has a lot of video game shows coming out, including God of War and Horizon, which I'm really excited for. But looks like Fallout is going to be first. The Fallout TV series coming to Amazon Prime Video has unveiled its first look images. Based on the popular video game franchise of the same name, the series is due to debut on Prime Video April 12th, 2024. So we don't have too long to wait. And now that we got first images, a trailer should be dropping soon. The cast of this series includes Ella Purnell, which I'm a fan of. She's in Yellow Jackets, and she was also in Army of Dead, which I liked. Waldron Goggins, Kyle MacLachlan, Zelia, I think that's Zelia, Mendez Jones, and Aaron Moten. Official character descriptions are as follows. Purnell plays Lucy. Lucy's an optimistic vault dweller. And if you don't know, this is a post-apocalyptic world where nukes have dropped. It's toxic, and the remaining people are in vaults, and eventually they leave the vaults and try to find supplies and food and stuff like that, which I think can be a really interesting higher level version of The Walking Dead. Her peaceful, idealistic nature is tested when people harm her loved ones. You know, we got to add that in there. Moten plays Maximus, a young soldier hides his tragic past as he serves in a militaristic faction called the Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, I remember those characters. He believes in the nobility of Brotherhood's mission to bring law and order to the wasteland and will do anything to further their goals. Goggins plays the Ghoul. The Ghoul survives the wasteland as a bounty hunter. He's pragmatic, ruthless, and hides a mysterious past. Kyle MacLachlan plays Overseer Hank. Hank is an overseer of Vault 33 and Lucy's father. He's eager to change the world for the better. The official description of the series states takes place in a future post-apocalyptic. Am I saying that right? Apocalyptic. Yeah. Los Angeles citizens must live in underground bunkers to protect themselves from radiation, mutants, like I said, radiation, and bandits after nuclear annihilation. The story begins at Vault 33, one such bunker that is a prominent setting in the video games. Geneva Robertson and Graham Wagner serve as executive producers, writers, and co-showrunners. Jonathan Nolan used to join the duo behind Westworld, executive produce, which is really interesting. I think Westworld and this has a similar aesthetic in terms of look, so I think that's really exciting. And Athena Wickman and Kilter Films also executive produced alongside Todd Howard for Bethesda Games. Okay, so they had, which I really like. They got the people who created the games, who are part of creating the games, inside this and helping to move it along. Amazon MG Studios and Kilter Films produced in association with the Game Studios and Softworks. Nolan directed the first 3 episodes of the series. So that's Walter Giggins as the Ghoul. That's Maximus in the power suit, and this is like the iconic look for the character. And it looks really good. It looks really good. I think some CGI and VFX will make it look a little better. It kind of looks a little bit like cosplay, but I think it can definitely look better once they get the finished product out. This looks like a video game. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe video games are starting to look a little too good, but when I first saw this image, I was like, "This is a video game." But this is Ella Purnell as Lucy. Looked like she's just coming out of the vault for the first time. And then this is her and her father, which is Overseer Hank, played by Kyle MacLachlan. And then they even have more power suit people. Looks like some of the war people that they talked about, the Brotherhood of Steel. And yeah, some behind the set photos. The show doesn't look too bad. I'm not gonna lie, the show doesn't look too bad. Guys, are any of you guys Fallout fans? Is this something that you're really excited about? We don't have too much information other than what I just gave you, just part of the rapid fire news. Let's see, got a little leftovers from the Infinity War stuff. Infinity War highlighted newer characters while Endgame focused on the original characters. I think Kang Dynasty have heroes taken away, focusing on the villains could work. That would be really interesting. If all the okay, and I think you have a follow-up to this. That's also introduction to rapid fire news. Thank you, man. The idea the heroes are deleted / on Battle World, leaving people like Loki, Mordo, Zemo, Agatha, High Evolution to team up and save the heroes to stop Kang could be cool. I think that's genius. I think that's really genius, and that will solve the villain problem that MCU have, which they keep killing villains and they need to stop. But classically in Marvel Comics, villains will team up together when there's a big bad that's trying to just destroy everything, because they're like, well, we need to self-preserve ourselves. So at this point, it doesn't matter who's good or bad, what self-interest we have. So yeah. I heard a while back that they're going to try to get Dwayne Johnson to play Kratos in God of War. I hope they do not do that. I haven't heard that rumor yet. I don't think that would be right for him. I know he could do it. I've seen him play similar characters in the past before he started playing the same character over and over, but I don't think that he needs to take on another franchise. I think that he needs to move on from that. But yeah, hopefully you guys watching live stream, if you are a Fallout fan, let me know how you're feeling. If you are a Fallout fan and watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments below. Or if you're excited about the first look of Fallout, we're going to move on to the next rapid fire news, and that is new Jason Bourne movie in the works with All Quiet on the Western Front director. Why this is exciting for me is because All Quiet on the Western Front was a fantastic film, and I've just been binging the Bourne movies, and they're really good. So I'm not mad at new Bourne stuff, and the fact that I got a director like this who did some really interesting stuff in the battle sequences makes me really excited. So this is coming from Hollywood Reporter. Jason Bourne may be born again. Universal is developing a new take on the action franchise with All Quiet on the Western Front director Edward Berger leading the charge. The new Bourne project is in early stages of development. Matt Damon, who became an actor star with a role in the early 2000s, could potentially become involved, but at this stage, there's no script, thus no star commitments. Daylight first reported the news. Damon played Bourne in the trilogy films from 2002 to 2007, and then reprised his role in Jason Bourne, which is the one I haven't seen yet. The feature is based on the novels of the author Robert Ludlum, centered on a government operative who loses memory and is hunted by his own country. Jeremy Renner starred in the spinoff Bourne Legacy, which I thought was pretty good. Berger was Oscar nominated for the screenplay for All Quiet on the Western Front, which took home Best International Film among his 4 Oscar wins. The World War I film released on Netflix introduced Berger to new audiences who were not familiar with his previous German language work, including 2014's Jack and 2019's All My Love, both of which bowed at the Berlin Film Festival. Focus recently picked up filmmakers Conclave, which stars Ray Fiennes and John Lithgow. So he also has another movie with Ray Fiennes and John Lithgow, which are 2 really talented actors coming, and they're also going to make him do this. So that sounds interesting. I think that the fact that they saw All Quiet on the Western Front, and then they also saw his new film that's not released yet, it was like, you know what? You're really talented. Let's get you on this Bourne series. The franchise needs to be protected. It was a little shaky with those last 2 films based on what I heard. I like Bourne Legacy. I thought it was pretty good. My favorite one so far is the 3rd Bourne film. That movie was awesome. I didn't see Jason Bourne yet, but I want to check that out soon and probably watch it this weekend coming and see how it ended. But guys, are you excited for a new Bourne film? And are you excited by the creative team behind it? Obviously, this is really early on. We might not see this for a long time. And we'll see if Matt Damon is a part of it. I really hope so. A Matt Damon-less Bourne movie. I don't know if that's something I want to see. But like I said, I like Jeremy Renner in Born Legacy. So if they could find a way to have him in, maybe not do the action because he's a lot older. And by the time this movie comes out, he'll be even older. It would be really, really interesting if to somehow introduce someone to take over for him. I don't know. Could be really interesting. Not a gamer, but I could see Alan Richardson or Florian Monta as Kratos. Alan Richardson would be pretty good. He has a stoic ability to it. Not really a Fallout fan, but I do love God of War and Horizon games. I love Bourne movies. They are some of my favorite on the franchise. I really, really like these Bourne movies. Some of my favorite action movies. I really hope they get Matt Damon back for the Bourne movie. Yep. Why not start a new action franchise instead of beating a dead horse? The last two Bourne movies were lackluster at best, in my opinion. Well, because when they start new franchises, Delon movies, and I've beat this as on a dead horse myself, people don't go watch them for the most part. We have so many movies that come out all the time that are really fun that people do not watch. And if it's not something established, and that's been proven time and time again, you need established IPs for them to start new franchises and people to go see them. If you do not go see these expensive action films in the theaters, they will not be made. We will only get stuck with the Netflix action films, which, I like a lot of them. Extraction 1 and 2, especially 2 was great. I actually like The Gray Man. I heard Ballerina was really great and something I need to go check out. So Netflix has some action films, but we do need some action films that are just in the theaters that are not superhero based or based on like a superhero fantasy, just a straight up action film, other than John Wick, because that's starting to run its course as well. But it's been enough time. And I think a different creative team can make this really great. But that is it for me on the Bourne film. I think this is really interesting. I'm excited because of the director and how great All Quiet on the Western Front is. I need to see his previous work and then his next film before this and see how it all turns out to see if he's really, really got it to do this, because the Bourne franchise is something that's real special. So if you are watching this on the replay, drop all your comments down below and let us know what you think about a new Bourne movie by the All Quiet on the Western Front director and writer being helmed by him, and if Matt Damon should come back. Let's move on to the next rapid fire news. And this is coming from, hold up. This is coming from Deadline. The Boys Mexico spinoff is at work at Amazon from Blue Beetle writer Gareth Dunnett and Diego Luna, Gael Garcia Bernal. So Diego Luna is interesting. That's him right here. We've all seen him. He is the one that's in Andor. That's Andor himself. He's going to be producing this. And Gael Garcia Bernal, I believe, is the one that plays Werewolf by Night in the MCU. That's very, very interesting. They're going to be producing this that I'm hearing. So the Boys universe is expanding yet again with Boys Mexico. I don't like that title. Hopefully it changes. A new series offshoot from Blue Beetle writer Garrett Dunnett Alcocer. I'm probably saying that wrong. Deadline has learned. Diego Luna and Gabriel Garcia Bernal are set to executive produce and are considered taking on acting roles, though neither would be major roles. Sources shared exclusively with Deadline. Details regarding the premise are being kept under wraps. A search is currently underway for a co-showrunner to join creator, writer, and executive producer Dunnett Alcocer. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to just call him Dunnett, who is now working on the script. The team behind The Boys Mexico, which will be shot in the Latin American country, that's great, giving people some work, is working on budgets for a new series, and they have yet to begin casting, sources said. The Mexico offshoot comes from the main creative auspicious behind the other series in the Boys franchise. The mothership developer Eric Krippe and his Krippe Enterprises, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's Point Grey Pictures, Neil H. Moritz original film, Sony Pictures, Amazon Studios. The Boys, based on New York best-selling. Is this just going to be talking about The Boys? Yeah, so the rest is just going to be just talking about The Boys and stuff like that. But basically what I want to talk about is that I'm excited for this. I think this is something that's really interesting. I see some trepidation behind this because, The Boys is a great show. And I think that it's been making fun of MCU, DCU, comic book universes in general. And they did Gen V, which I haven't gotten to watch yet, but I heard it's fantastic. And now they're doing this, and it's kind of teetering on them becoming what they've been making fun of. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. But once I watch Gen V, maybe my opinions will change. But Luna is really, really great. He's been around for a long time. I'm happy that he's going to be able to spearhead this. And also he's using his cachet from Andor to do that. Gail Garcia Bernal was great in Werewolf by Night. I'm glad he's going to be in this as well. Hopefully they both have small roles. But I'm really excited about the Blue Beetle writer being a part of this as well. I really like that film a lot. I thought the writing was really good. It was really emotional, and I think that that's something that's going to be needed. The comedy was decent. I think that it's going to be interesting to see if he can adapt The Boys comedy, that cheekiness, that pervertedness into this show, and how they'll look in Mexico. You know, we don't really get a lot of like perverted meta narrative movies from Mexico or shows from Mexico. So I'm really, really excited to see how this all comes together. So yeah, guys, let me know in the live chat, and if you're watching this on replay, in the comments down below, what you think about this news. Are you excited about the people behind it? Do you think The Boys needs to stop expanding and just focus on the main show and Gen V, or are you really excited about more Boys show? You just want more and more and more and more. Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching on replay and in the live chat as well. That is it for the rapid news. I'm going to check out the comments before I move on to the next segment. See what you guys have been saying. Strangely, the Jeremy Renner one is the only one I remember. I remember science taking a gun, shooting everyone in the lab, and someone using a dirt bike to grind down a handrail. I do remember the handrail scene. I saw that movie with my mom in the theaters, I believe. Yeah, it was one of the last movies we got to see together in the movie theaters. That was really, really fun. We in here. Hey, my boy Kenny Sparks. What's up? No worries, bro. It's fine. It's fine. You're never late, man. You made it. Luna and Bernal being involved gives me hope, but they need major roles. Yeah, bad title makes it sound like a Real Housewives spinoff. Yeah, I don't like having it called The Boys Gen V, and most people call it Gen V because the show just took a life on its own, was important, but you can't say Mexico. That's weird. So hopefully that's just the starter title, especially since the script is not done. They figure out to change it, keep it like a Mexican name, maybe call it something else, but don't call it The Boys Mexico. I think it's, you know what, not even the House of Wives. It sounds like a CSI spinoff. Like, you know how they have NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS Florida, or whatever. It makes it sound like that, and I don't want people to correlate that. There's nothing wrong with those shows. You know, they're really good to watch, and they're successful, but I don't want people to correlate that with this because that will turn off some people. Yeah, the title is concerning for me. Yeah, the title is very concerning, but we'll see what happens, man. So we're going to be moving on to our next topic, box office drama and narratives, where I break down the box office. And because you guys voted, I have a new title for what this is called and a little graphic. So we're entering Attack of the Box Office. I realize I just put this over there. Do not put this over there as that. So I'm going to take this down so you guys can see that properly. I'm going to do... Yeah. Let's talk about the box office narratives and drama. Some surprising developments in the box office this weekend. I'm really interested to talk to you guys about this. Let me lower myself. This information is coming from Box Office Mojo, trusted, handy dandy website that I use to talk about the box office. So this is for this past weekend, the Thanksgiving weekend, where usually a lot of people go to the movie theaters. You would think that people don't go to the movie theaters you're supposed to be spending time with the family, but people did. And I went too. I actually did my first double feature, and it wasn't too bad. I actually like doing double features when they're spread out properly. And some of the movies I saw in the double feature is here. So The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, still a bad name, but it's growing on me based because how much I love the movie. And check out my my review for it on the channel. It only dropped 34.9% in the second weekend, which is huge because a lot of people were like, oh my God, it's flopping because it didn't do as good as the other movies, even though this one was only made on a $20 million budget, and it made its budget in the second weekend. It's at 98 million total, and this is just domestic. This is not worldwide. This is just domestic box office. So this is a success. It's making its money, man. And I'm really happy for this movie. I think the positive word of mouth has made people go check it out, and that's why the drop is not that low. I mean, that high, I should say. And I'm glad that it stood at number one, because honestly, it's probably, I don't want to say it's the best movie on this list that dropped this weekend, but it's the best movie that's like a big tentpole film, not like an indie film. Coming in number 2 is Napoleon, a movie that I saw on Thanksgiving, and I wish I did not. It's coming in at 20 million, which, just like Killers of the Flower Moon, is a disappointment because the budget for this one was $200 million. I think that there's a combination of things of why this happened. It's because, one, I think Ridley Scott shot himself in the foot with this one. I think that the trailers for this movie look phenomenal. And I think Ridley Scott's comments leading up to it kind of hindered people from wanting to go check it out because how grumpy he was. I want to say that's the main part. I think that's a small part. But I do think the word of mouth and the early reviews really hurt Napoleon, because a lot of reviews started coming out about how mixed people are on this film, and it is shooting in at like 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it's a long film. And I'm not gonna lie, it should have been longer because it's such a mess. That's another part. The fact that it is a mess. It had this fantastic trailer, has one of the best directors of all time, it has one of the best actors of all time. Vanessa Kirby is a standout in the film, but the movie, unfortunately, I'm not going to get a review out for it because just holiday season, and I'm not going to have a chance to do it. But the movie is just really messy, and I think critics and audiences realize that. There are some people who like the movie, and that's fine if you like the film. But unfortunately, the movie is really, really messy in the way it handles the subject matter, the way it handles its tone, and I think 20 million is very reflective of that. I think Killers of the Flower Moon did 30 million in the first weekend, which was still not great on a $200 million budget, but this is really bad on a $200 million budget. And a lot of people are like, wait for the 4-hour cut on Apple TV. I don't think I'm going to want to watch the 4-hour cut. Nothing in this 2-hour and 40-minute cut made me feel like I'm going to want to check out this cut, which makes me sad because the Joaquin Phoenix, one of my favorite actors, I love Beau is Afraid. It's my second favorite film of the year. And that movie did not do good on a $35 million budget. And then now this is not doing well. So he's having a tough year when it comes to the box office. But what's really, really telling is that this movie that had such bad word of mouth and is actually a mess and just a decent film at best, beat out Wish, which is actually a good film. And I really, 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 really like Wish. I thought it was really, really good. And it sucks that it's one of the lowest grossing animated films, Disney animated films. It's just getting not shredded, but very mixed reviews. And I do think that they advertised this film incorrectly and it's being hurt. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I see some comments coming in. Hilarious. Nice graphic. Thank you, man. Box Office Mojo is great. It is really great. I love it. They did a great job for having a $20 million budget. They really did. It doesn't feel like 20 million. They used all 20 million of that. And I think the fact that they don't have huge stars in it that cost a lot can keep the budget down. I think by the time they make a second one, the budget's going to go up because Rachel Zegler is going to go up more. But and Tom Blyth, hopefully, because he's great. But yeah, they did really great with the 20 million. I just want to say I have a good night. I have to get going. My TV show is starting in a few minutes. I'm going to wait for it to come to Apple TV Plus. Well, hopefully whatever TV show you're going to check out is great, man. And yeah, definitely wait for it on Apple TV Plus. Do not run to the theaters for it. I hate saying that because I'm a big person on support the theaters, but I also don't want to send you to a movie that's going to make you upset. So if you're going to watch anything, go watch Wish. Go watch Saltburn. Go watch The Holdovers. Go watch Dream Scenario. All these great films are in the theaters right now. I'm not waiting for shit. Kenny does not like it. I believe 200 million is a roller coaster throw-eye budget. Yeah. Chillmonger, you are 100% 1,100,000,000%. If you're gonna have a $200 million budget, it has to be a thrill ride. It cannot be a slow movie or anything like that. The thing is, like, this movie tries to be that, but the historical context of it just does not allow it. It was battling with itself, unfortunately. I'm mad I saw the 2 hour, 30-minute cut. So I'm going to wait for it to come to Apple TV Plus and watch the 4 hour version. Yeah, man, if you have the time to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely check out the 4 hour version. I think there's some great moments, especially the action in the film is really great, but everything in between is kind of up and down, you know, in a weird way. So yeah, if the 4 hour version is better, let me know. But this is something that Chillmonger's talked about, and we had a conversation about with Wish. And the main reason I want to support this film, and I just gonna really talk about it, is because it's starring a black lead, and it's starring a black lead that is not race swapped. It's an original black character, and I want to support those type of characters. If you don't support those type of characters, they will not bet on them. So it's very, very unfortunate that it flopped at the box office. And it's a really nice film. I think this is a film that you bring your kids to, and they're gonna love it. The kids in my showing was so happy to see it and loved it, and this was a celebration of Disney in a way that I thought was very, very positive. But unfortunately, I think that there was just no interest in it because they didn't show anything in the trailers that made people go, "Ooh, I need to go see that." They've trained audiences to wait for Disney Plus, and I can understand that. This is a very great looking film. The animation is beautiful. I think the story is simple but really, really good, especially for kids. I think Chris Pine is fantastic as the villain. He was so unhinged and fun, and there was so many fun things in it. And the movie had this magical feeling because it had touchstones of other Disney classics in it, literally and figuratively. So it sucks that it's not doing well, and it's probably not going to do well on its theatrical run. Trolls Band Together, another film that probably hurt Wish and took some of it. That 17 million probably could have went to Wish on the second weekend. Took in 17 million, only had a 40% drop, which is not bad. Thanksgiving did not have a strong start, but it's not doing as good as other horror films, but only had 31% drop. It's at 24 million worldwide, and horror films usually don't cost that much, so it probably is going to make back its budget overall. The Marvels, oh man, another Disney film, Norm Seal film that's not doing well. This is going to be the first Marvel movie that is probably going to be the worst grossing Marvel movie, which is very, very unfortunate because definitely not the worst Marvel film. And it's just another thing in terms of representation, showing people that you care, having these 3 women, 2 of them being women of color, wanting to support that. But the movie brings it on itself a little bit with the marketing and some of the choices it makes in terms of editing that gives people the power to say, don't check this out. So it kind of sucks that this movie's doing terrible. I thought it was great. I had a really fun time. I do think it could have been better, but it's definitely not bad like some people say. But unfortunately, it's going to look like the way it's pacing is going to gross less than the Hulk. And now it's going to be losing all its premium screens because Godzilla -1 is coming out. So it's really, really going to hurt his chances. The Holdovers continues to stay steady, plus 3%. I think that with it coming to PVOD today, so you can rent it now, it was going to slow its down box office because people are going to watch it at home. But it did really, really good for such a small indie film that doesn't have a major star. Like Paul Giamatti is a star actor, but he's not like a box office star actor. Somehow Taylor Swift is still making money at the box office. It's currently at 178 million. A lot of these films on this list would love to have that. And this movie only plays on the weekends. So the fact that it's making so much money on the weekends is insane. Saltburn going wide, plus 476%. Still not that much money, but the movie is doing well. It has really solid word of mouth. I had somebody come tell me in my job, go watch Saltburn. They didn't even know I was into movies. They just came and told me because they saw it and they thought it was amazing. So I'm really excited to check this out eventually, hopefully. Five Nights at Freddy's had its biggest drop, 51%. Now that it's on Peacock, a lot of people got to see it. It's going to keep dropping. Next Gold Wind's going to keep dropping. Priscilla's going to keep dropping. Killers Flower Moon's going to keep dropping. A lot of these films on the bottom half is going to keep dropping. I'm glad that Dream Scenario is doing well as it expands on its theaters. It's just really weird that it has not popped up on my Regal. I really want to see this movie. And yeah, a lot of the films that are here, like film releases that have dropped lately. We don't have to really get into them, but that's like the top 10, top 16 films that are over this weekend. But the real big winner is The Hunger Games, only dropping 34% and doing well. And it couldn't happen to a better film. Let's see what you guys have to say about these box office and drama and narratives. I'm over here mixing up my words. I'm watching Dancing with the Stars because the lady who played in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is one of the contenders. Xochitl Gomez, I think her name is. Yeah, she's everywhere, man. She's been in one movie and she is making sure she uses it. And she's probably going to be in Young Avengers 2, which I'm worried about too as well, because it's going to be so female centric. And I don't have a problem with that, but you know who has a problem with that. And the lady who played in American Pie. Which lady that played in American Pie? I agree 100% everything you said about the Marvels. Yeah, man. A24 is going to make money from wrestling fans. That is a fact. I can't wait for Iron Claw. That movie is going to make a banger money. And it also has I don't want to say bankable star, but Zac Efron is a star. It's somebody you can bank on a little bit to bring in some people to watch. I think he's built up his resume enough where people will go see a Zac Efron film. And I think that Jeremy Allen White also is from The Bear and Shameless and things like that. And some of the way, he has the sex appeal that women love will bring people into there as well. And wrestling fans in general are definitely going to Zac Efron, bet on it. Yeah. And wrestling fans are going to go check it out as well with MJF in it. And the fact that we don't get films on what we love so much. I love that wrestling is starting to kind of make a comeback a little bit. But yeah, guys, I'm going to move on to the next segment, the last segment of the night. If you were watching this on the replay, drop your comments down below how you feel about the box office, all the drama, all the narratives, how your favorite movie's doing in the box office, and when you're going to go check it out if you have not checked it out already. I'm really, really excited to check out some of these films that I have missed. The redhead that he ends up marrying. Oh yes. Oh my God, what's her name? Oh, I'm so mad. How do I not remember her name? This is what Google's for. The Iron Claw. Lily James, who's also really, really great. She has a small fan base as well that could bring people in. And Harris Dickinson, who I saw in Triangle of Sadness last year, is in it. So, and I'm happy to see Chavo in it, man. That's so dope. I'm happy to see Chavo in the movie as well. Iron Claw is going to be great. And she's also a How I Met Your Mother. I haven't seen How You Met Your Mother, but I heard good things about that show. So we've talked about the news that's this week. We've talked about the box office of this weekend. Let's talk about what's coming next to end the segments. And then after that, we'll go through doing like a Q&A. So what is coming out for this week? Why is it not? There we go. This is coming from movieinsider.com. This is the site that I love to use. They have everything plain and simple, all the details I need to know. If you want to know what is coming out, I'm saying it like I got a sponsor. Movie Insider, sponsor me. If you want to know what's coming out for the week, you watch Zack Attack News Live on Tuesdays, obviously, but you also go check it on Movie Insider. So if you want to rent something today, you were wondering what to watch today that you can watch at home, but you don't want to watch it on a streaming service, something that you can rent and you don't want to have to go to a streaming service if you don't want to pay for them. We have these films. Savage, the Bigfoot legend, lives. I think I heard about this. A blazing fire rips its way through Bear Valley National Park as firefighters try to contain it. The animals are being forced out of their habitat, including a beast that was better left undiscovered, Bigfoot. Now forest rangers, scientists, and others try to capture or kill the bloodthirsty beast, now out on a rampage. That sounds interesting. Not something I probably would watch in theaters, but it's good, something you maybe want to rent. I really don't talk about documentaries, but Always Lola. I want to highlight this movie only because one of my favorite YouTubers is starring in it, and she's talked about so much about wanting to get into movies, and that's Roxy Stryer. She's been promoting this from last year, and it's finally on PVOD to rent. definitely going to check it out. Support her. It says, follows Lola Silagone, Clifton High School, wildest senior. She's fun, loyal, reckless, maybe a little too reckless, and always wanted to throw a party. Lola is famous for her annual birthday party camping trip where she sets up a scavenger hunt with items for each of their 5 best friends to discover. Sounds like a really nice drama, coming of age story, something real fun. And, I'm excited for her. I'm excited that Rocky Schreier is getting her time to shine. These other films I kind of looked into, not anything too shocking. Let's get to what's coming out on Friday. This is Thursday for streaming service. So if you are not on Netflix, Bad Guys is getting a holiday special, and Family Switch, which is starring Jennifer Gardner and Emily Myers, where they switch bodies, kind of a Freaky Friday situation with the whole family. But we're starting December, guys. December is actually here, which is insane. But this Friday, The Shift is coming out. The Shift is a modern-day sci-fi story of faith that takes a lot of cues from the Book of Job. So if this is a faith-based film with sci-fi faith-based film, never heard of that before. It follows a man named Kevin who finds himself in a dystopian world confronted by a mysterious stranger known as the Benefactor. Is that Jesus? Probably. Who presents him with a challenge as he fights to shift realities and returns to the woman he loves. Sounds interesting. Sounds different. I don't know if that's something I will go see in the theater, but maybe I'll check it out when it comes out on PVOD. But this is the big one, baby. This is the big one. This is the one I'm really, really excited about. I already got my tickets on Friday. Godzilla -1. Super excited to go check this out. Did multiple trailer reactions for this movie. So if you never heard of it, go check out the trailer reactions on my channel. But this is coming from the Japanese creators who did Shin Godzilla, and they're following up with another chapter in the Godzilla storyline. In post-war Japan, a new terror rises Godzilla. Will the devastated people able to survive, let alone fight back? This movie looks epic. It looks devastating. It looks insane. This is called Godzilla -1 because this is after, if you've seen Oppenheimer, when they dropped the bombs and kind of basically nuked Japan, they were at a 0. They're starting fresh, and then Godzilla Awakens put them at a -1. That's where the plot line and the name of it comes from. Super dope, and it looks insane. Godzilla looks ferocious. He looks like he's not playing around. Super excited. I'm definitely going to do a review for that when I get a chance. Christmas movie coming out. While visiting Christmas market in Norwegian town, 8-year-old Marlon suddenly sees an unbelievable sight. On the top shelf of a carnival game booth, the most affordable stuffed teddy bear has just moved his head and sneezed. Feeling an instant connection with the living stuffed animal, Marianne can't think of any better Christmas wish than to wish him as a prize. But when someone else wins Teddy, it's up to him and his new hedgehog friend, Bola, to reconnect with Marianne and discover the true importance of family and friendship. Interesting. Okay. Sounds like a fun Christmas film for the family that you can check out in theaters. Maybe wait for streaming. I'm not sure if it's something that I want to run to check out in theaters, but it sounds interesting. Sounds really fun and cute. Zachary Levi's in it. That's the only name I recognize from that. But Saltburn, man, I'm really, 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 really excited to check this out. This is a movie I heard so many great things about. Margot Robbie's in this? I think she produced it. I don't think she's in it. Carey Mulligan, Barry Keoghan, Richie E. Grant, Jacob Elordi, Rosamund Pike. It is a story that's centered on a grand aristocrat English family. I heard like this is one of the craziest movies of the year. One of those movies that you're like, what the hell I just watched? And I'm really excited to check this out. Hopefully I get to check it out this weekend. I was trying to see it on Friday, but it looks like the tickets only showing up for Thursday. I'm not sure why, but maybe they'll upload up after that. Hopefully I get to check it out soon. I really want to see this in theaters so I can just focus on the movie and no distractions. I don't think the Bike Riders is actually coming out because they got dropped by Disney Fox and got picked up by someone else. So I don't think it's still coming out. I think this date is being moved. So this hasn't been updated. If you are a Beyonce fan, her film tour, her movie, like the Taylor Swift movie, is also coming out this Friday. This is probably going to be the big winner of the season. I'm really excited for Godzilla, but I think Beyonce is going to rake in a lot of money and be a surprise hit for a lot of people. It's tracking under the Taylor Swift documentary, but I think a lot of last minute Beyonce Beehive people are going to come out and support this film. So if you love the Taylor Swift one, be on the lookout for Beyonce because she is just as equal of a performer to Taylor Swift. John Woo's back in theaters with a limited release Silent Night with Joe Kinnaman, who I'm a fan of. A father heads into the underworld to avenge his young son's death. But it's called Silent Night because there's like a drive-by, his son gets killed, but I think he gets shot in the throat and he can't speak. So that's really interesting. Eddie Murphy's back on Prime Video. This is a streaming service film, Candy Cane Lane. Eddie Murphy stars in a holiday comedy adventure about a man on a mission to win his neighborhood's annual Christmas home decoration contest. Already sounds really, really nice film. After Chris inadvertently makes a deal with a mischievous elf named Pepper to better his chances of winning, she casts a magical spell that brings the 12 days of Christmas to life and wreaks havoc on the whole town. At the risk of ruining the holidays for his family, Chris, his wife, Tracy Elliott Ross, nice. I haven't seen her in a movie in a long time. And their 3 children must race against the clock to break Pepper's spell, battle deviously magical characters, and save Christmas for everyone. Sounds like a really nice film. Like Chillmonger said, perfect name for a Christmas movie. You know, I just realized I'll show you this after. I didn't play my graphic for what's coming out this week. I'll show you after. May, December. This movie I've been hearing about a long time. This is starring Will Ferrell, Natalie Portman, Charles Melton, Julianne Moore, and Charles Melton just won that Gotham Award. I was just talking about this in the first segment of the Gotham Awards. 20 years after their notorious tabloid romance gripped the nation, a married couple buckles under the pressure when an actress arrives to do research for a film about their past. That sounds like really interesting. What's the word I'm saying? Concept. And I've been hearing really great things about this film. There's some people that have got to see it early already in theaters because it came out in theaters for a week before it comes on Netflix, because this is going to be one of their Oscar award plays. And I heard it's really good. So I'm excited to check it out on Netflix this Friday. Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, top-notch actresses, of course. What else? I think that is it for the things I want to highlight for that's coming out this Friday. I think Raging Grace was one. An undocumented Filipino immigrant and her daughter become ensnared by a terrible secret while working as a caretaker for a terminally ill old man. I saw that I think I reacted to this in the last one. It's coming out now this Friday, limited. It sounds really interesting. So that's it for what's coming out this week. Let me show you the graphic that I made for it that I did not play because I'm still getting used to this. I just made these things. Yeah, so that's the graphic that I will be playing when I do this properly. But yeah, Q&A time, guys. This is just actually do that. These last couple minutes, I think usually I go for 2 hours. I'll probably go for another 13 minutes or so. There wasn't a lot of stories going on. So whoever is watching live, you can ask me questions about anything that you want, about any topic, movie, television, personal, anything you want. Let's see what you guys had to say before that. Candy Lane is perfect Christmas title. Candy Lane sounds cute. I'll give it a watch. There you go. How about that CM Punk promo? Oh, man. I thought it was solid. I thought that if it was PG, obviously. It wasn't a pipe bomb. It wasn't too crazy. But I think the fact that they decided on signing him that same day of Survivor Series, meaning that they have no plans for him at all, shows that he kind of just had to address some things, but he can't address too much. I don't think they're going to tell him to take shots at AEW, because when AEW first started, there was wrestlers doing that, but they kind of stopped doing that. And I think WWE doesn't want to do that because AEW does it a lot. And I don't think WWE want to recognize AEW as direct competition. So I don't see CM Punk on live WWE television talking about AEW. But I thought it was nice. He talked about, he's home and he's not here to make friends. He's here to make money, which I think sets up the Seth Rollins feud perfectly. Brings up AJ, which makes me feel like AJ might come back in the next couple of months, which would be great. She's always in great shape. I'm really excited. I might be watching wrestling week to week again. I started watching AEW when he first arrived, but I just couldn't rock with their storytelling. But I can rock with WWE. I thought he was dishonest to say WWE is home. We know there was a court battle over the company's medical. See, the problem is though with that, Showmonger, you got to realize there are tons of wrestlers that have had court battles, that has talked crazy about WWE, and then come back and say it's home. The Road Dogg and Billy Gunn has done it. Kurt Angle has done it. Hulk Hogan has done it. Bret Hart, which was CM Punk before CM Punk, did it. Stone Cold Steve Austin. All of these wrestlers have talked terrible, dragged WWE through the mud. And in years past, they have conversations, some regime things shift, and then they come back and they have only good things to say. So I don't want to say he's dishonest. I think, honestly, he saw how disorganized AEW was and how he couldn't make the change he wanted to make to elevate the company within, because he just doesn't have that position. He's just really a wrestler at the end of the day. But in WWE, there's organization, and he still gets to do the thing that he loves. So I don't want to say he's completely dishonest. He was there for a long time. It was always the goal for him to get to WWE, even when he was in ROH and things like that. So it's a possibility. I don't want to dismiss your comment completely. He could have been being dishonest, and we could see this blow up in the next couple months. But I'm hoping. CM Punk's my favorite wrestler. I'm hoping that he can keep it together and have a phenomenal run, because there's so many people I want to see him go one-on-one on the mic with and have matches with. Delon Movies, thoughts on the MonsterVerse 2014, Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, etc. So I've been slipping on the MonsterVerse in totality. I saw the 2014 Godzilla film, which I actually loved. It was on my I watched it on my birthday. I think 2014, I was 24. Yeah, I was 24 years old. That was my 24th birthday. I saw that movie. My friends did not like it, but I did. I haven't watched any of the films since. So I haven't got to see Kong Skull Island yet. I haven't watched King of Monsters, the sequel to the 2014 film, and I haven't watched Godzilla vs. Kong. I definitely want to check out those films before the next one comes, which they've teased. So much Godzilla stuff. Legacy of Monarch on Apple TV. We have this Japanese Godzilla coming out this Friday. And then they're now teasing the next Godzilla Kong film that's supposed to be coming out next year. So we might be getting a trailer for that as well. So a lot of things from this universe. And I think that this might be second most cohesive universe that we've gotten in movies. I'll say that. Because as much as I love the DCEU, it wasn't cohesive. Was the red carpet in Japan? That's really interesting. I'm going to go Google it right now. Thank you for asking that. I don't know. Godzilla. I can imagine that because there's no American actors from what I know. Red carpet in the movie. So I can see that. Godzilla -1 red carpet premiere. Let me show you guys how this looked. I just showing. Oh, okay. I was confused. So this was the red carpet premiere. They had a little cool Godzilla box thing going on. Yeah, it took place in Tokyo on October 18th. That was a month ago. With thunderous reception. And from what I'm seeing on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie, wow, this looks amazing. This looks crazy. This is how you do a premiere. Yeah, so the premiere was in Tokyo, which I figured because it's no American actors really. I don't think it's going to be having like the biggest release here, unfortunately. But where is I'm looking for the Rotten Tomatoes. MonsterVerse pioneer Gareth Edwards blown away by Godzilla -1. Wow. Right now, it's sitting at 100% Rotten Tomatoes score, only with 21 reviews, but we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited for the film. Favorite wrestling movie? The Wrestler for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've seen any wrestling movies. Why I typed in wrestling movie and waves came up? Is wrestling happening that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any wrestling, and which is a shame. I should. I need to go check out The Wrestler, and I need to check out Fighting with My Family, which I heard was really great too. And I think Florence Pugh won an Oscar for that, or got nominated for an Oscar. So I can't answer that one just yet, man, because I haven't seen it. I gotta check them out. I might do that on. I might do some watch along some wrestling movies, leading up to that. You know, because Iron Claw's coming out soon. I'm sure Bollywood has a booming, cohesive franchise. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Bollywood has something. I just don't know about it. You know, if there's any foreign universes that I won't know about them. But I'm starting to get on Bollywood a little bit. I heard Jawan was great, and there's something else that came out recently that people have been talking about. But RR was phenomenal. They're releasing it later here. It's like Sega Genesis. Facts. Peanut Butter Falcon Fighting with My Family. Peanut Butter Falcon was a wrestling movie? I didn't know that. I haven't seen that movie yet. It's a shame. Shame on me. And that's a movie that I wanted to see. Peter Butter Falcon. I didn't realize that was a wrestling movie. Oh, Dakota Johnson's in it? Nice. Let's see. After running away from residential nursing home to pursue his dream as becoming a pro wrestler, a man who has thousands to be friends and outlaw who becomes his coach and ally. Oh, wow. I did not realize that. I got to go check that out. I might do some watch-alongs for that. Leading into Fighting My Family. I'm actually probably going to do a watch-along tomorrow night. I have to see, though. Spider-Man 1 counts as a wrestling movie. Okay. If that's the case, then I've seen one wrestling movie at least. Oh, Macho Man was in it. And there was some wrestling. So wrestling was in the origin story of Peter Parker. So you're right. Counts as a wrestling movie. Peter Parker was wrestling with a lot. That's hilarious. This man said Spider-Man 1. But yeah, I've always wanted to check out Peter. Why am I saying Peter? Because I'm saying Peter Parker. Peanut Butter Falcon. I don't know why I'm having so much hard time saying that. Oh, it's on Prime Video. Okay, so I'll check that out. Is The Wrestler? Where is that on? Oh, that's not on a streaming service. So R-Truth is in it? Nice. Probably watch that on my own. And Marissa Tomei's in there. What's the other one? Fighting with My Family. That is on YouTube to watch for free. Okay. Well, I don't know how that's gonna. Well, I know that could work. And Rocky 3. By the way, Creed 4, a cohesive franchise. Well, I wouldn't say it's I'm not talking about franchise. I'm talking about like in terms of like bringing different characters together and bring them in film. I wouldn't say that Creed is like that. Like Rocky started it, and this Creed is like a spin-off, but there's no big film taking people from each different movie and another spin-off and having one big film. It's just a continuation of a great story. But it's a great franchise. I can't wait for Creed 4. But yeah. All right. Probably gonna be on for 2 more minutes and then I'm gonna head out. Probably gonna maybe set up for a live stream tomorrow to do a watch along. Haven't done one in a while. Want to definitely do that. And I still got to get my throwback review done. So I might actually watch Chicken Little. Was it Chicken Little or Chicken Run? Hold on. Chicken Run. I'm supposed to watch Chicken Run, not Chicken Little. I might watch Chicken Run today and get the review out for Thursday. But yeah, this was really fun. had a good time. Also, I might need to separate these up into separate news stories. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But let's see. It looks like there's no more questions. So I'm probably just gonna head out. This was a nice short live stream. We got into some really good topics, separate fact from fiction, and had a really good time. So I appreciate everyone that joined the live stream, jumped into the chat, talked, added to the conversation. If anybody's watching this and you made it to this far to the end, I appreciate you as well. Drop comments down below about everything that we talked about. I want to chat to you guys. If you're watching it on replay, be on the lookout for different things that I have coming out. Should be doing a watch along tomorrow. Not 100% sure. I'm going to see if I can bring a special guest on as well. Definitely going to be getting a review out for Godzilla -1 this Friday or get it out on Saturday. And that's it for now. That's all I'm working on. I'm not going to be overloading you guys with a whole bunch of stuff. But oh yeah, get the Chicken Run review out. And then we can start the next throwback review. Chicken Little is solid as well. Great stream. Thank you, man. Thank you, Dello Movies. I appreciate you. You had a really solid stream, too. Congrats again. I think it was 400 subscribers you got to? Or maybe am I undercutting you? I'm not sure. I remember I was watching that stream. But congrats on that as well. Go check out Dello's stream. But yeah, this was really fun. I'm going to head out. And as always, let me show you this. Oh, my banners. Where's my banners? If you see any news stories on, I should have said this in the beginning. If you see any news stories and you want me to check them out, and even if you're sure I probably saw them, just email them to zachattacknewslive@gmail.com if you can do that, or you can DM me on Instagram or X, Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, at ZachAttackRVS. So if there's any specific stories that you guys want me to talk about, but this has been really fun. I will see you guys next time if I can learn how to turn this off.